hosts Jason Schwartz and Sua Cravens.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Time for another edition of Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. I'm Jason Schwartz with my co-host Sua Cravens. Sua Cravens over here. For those who can see us on the stream right now, he's over here looking like Kenny from South Park.
I just up and stay out in my drink.
And
I got a double cup.
And you know what? USC football, you killed Kenny.
You can't say that last word. In the studio, me and my drink. I'm double cupped up tonight because of this team. Because of this team. And no, before you get into anything else, please. Disclaimer, do not call in this show saying the stupid, we need to fire, unless you have 88 million in Bitcoin to give us, I don't want to hear it. So don't call in, wasting my time with that nonsense. Helen, I apologize again, because, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Helen. Well, I'm sorry. I'll apologize on behalf of the entire USC fan base and team. Your granddaughter deserves better.
All right, so in case you're just joining us, just tuning in, if you hadn't noticed by Sua's reaction at the top of the show, the Trojans lost another today.
Just one play away.
They lost one to Washington. What was the final? 26-21? 26-21, the final score in Seattle. Trojans fall under 500 to 4-5 on the season. And not only are things trending downward, but we got a serious chance of missing out at a bowl game now, because the road to a bowl game, obviously you got to get 6 wins. It's tough. You got to win 2 out of the last 3. I have a little more confidence now in that game against Nebraska, given the fact that UCLA was able to go into Lincoln and beat them today. But then, of course, we got UCLA, and we also got Notre Dame. So certainly bowl eligibility and getting there is something I think we're going to be talking about and probably hearing from some of the callers tonight. Speaking of calling, 866-961-ESPN, 866-961-3776 is our number. Just getting started here on Trojans Wrap-Up. Looking forward to taking your calls in a little bit. Obviously, we got to get to the clips, the sounds of the game. We'll do that next segment. But starting off here, Sua, certainly for me, I think I'm frustrated and disappointed, as I think everybody, whether you're a coach, player, broadcaster, fan, student, alum, whatever you are, I think there's frustration and there's disappointment. For sure.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling. I know
so?
I'm sharing that with everybody.
There's not words to really describe how I'm feeling, but we deserve better. The USC fans deserve better. The team deserves better. The talent on the roster deserves better. And we're not one play away. We are not. Because this is now like the 4th week in a row where it's all one play. Well, no. There's multiple plays throughout the game that could have put us 20 plays ahead. Instead, we're one play away yet again. So just kind of tired of hearing that.
I think, the game, the way things played out, obviously was a bad first half. Great to see the way the team responded in the third quarter.
We always respond well in the third.
Couple of good touchdown drives, but then things start to fall apart. Nothing happens in the fourth quarter. Washington gets that one touchdown, and a couple drives late, can't make it happen. So we've seen this play out this way before with this team on the road, and here we are again, 9 games into the season, 5 losses, but USC has held a lead in the fourth quarter of all loss. 9 of their games.
Oh, every single game.
Well, obviously they're 4 wins and the 5 losses. So they've had a lead in the fourth quarter every single game, and I think now those losses are by a combined 16 points, I believe.
We're like the new Nebraska when Frost was there. Like, just can't finish. Just cannot finish. And a lot of it is falling on coaching. I don't care what anybody has to say. I have football eyes. I've watched millions of hours of film. I am as qualified to speak on this topic as anybody else. A lot of it's falling on coaching.
Yeah, look, and again, it's all been the same in these losses, no matter who they've played, right? So, a one-score loss to Penn State who lost for the first time this season today, of course, you're going to look at that differently than a one-score loss to Maryland or to Washington. But, I mean, no matter who they've played, all these losses, they've played out the exact same way.
Just bonehead decision-making sometimes, poor clock management, poor run defense at times, bonehead penalties at the worst times, and, again, questionable coaching at the worst times. And I'm just not going to be talked to like I don't know the game of football, or like we can't objectively speak the truth about what we all see. So just not good enough.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I think the moment that I kind of realized, okay, we're in a little bit of trouble today is going back to that first quarter when SC had that 4th and 4 from the 35-yard line. And here you are, you're still early in the game. We're not sure what kind of game we have yet. Still an opportunity to kind of dictate and really say, hey, Washington, this is what we're coming with today. And I thought it was interesting to see the team attempt a 52-yard field goal there rather than try to go for it on 4th and 4, because I think obviously the fourth down confidence and execution is something that we've seen over the last couple of years with this team and with this offense. And kicking the field goal there, a tough one for Lance, not getting it. For me, I thought set the tone there at the start of the first half.
And I'm not trying to down anybody, but I personally have seen enough from our kicking game to not have the confidence to kick a 50-something yard field goal that we've missed gimme field goals. So I'd rather punt the ball right there before either go for it or punt the ball. But I'm not giving Washington that field position ever. If I'm really trying to win this game, I'm not giving Washington the upper hand at any point in this game. If you beat me, you're going to beat me by going on 10 to 12 play drives, 80 to 90 yard drive. I'm not giving you the ball at the 40, 45 and saying, oh, well, we tried a field goal. No, I've seen enough from the field goal team to know maybe we should punt the ball.
Yeah, and certainly more to talk about, too, from that first half. 29 pass attempts, couple interceptions. One of them was on a Hail Mary, the other one on a dropped pass. There was also a dropped interception, but couldn't get the run game going in the first half. Got it really going there in the third quarter, but then you go away from it at a moment.
Couldn't get it going. We ran twice in the first.
You go away from it in a moment where that kind of sets the table for a very costly interception, and then of course not being able to punch it in on the 4th and goal. They're late, down by 5. But again, those are all the things we're going to talk about tonight. Plenty to get to. First, let's get to a station ID. We'll pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Hey, it's Mace, and this is USC football back where it belongs on 710 ESPN. KSPN Los Angeles, a good Karma Brands radio station. Fight on!
All right, like I said, plenty to get to, including your calls. Get in the queue. 866-961-3776 is our number. That's 866-961-ESPN. Hey, Trojans fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll listen to how it all sounded. Pete Arbogast's calls of USC's 26-21 loss up in Seattle to Washington right here on Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Ready to take your goals to the end zone? If you live in LA or Orange counties, a bank-beating loan from USC Credit Union could be your winning play. Whether it's purchasing a new or used car, earning credit card rewards, switching to clean energy, or buying your dream home, we've got competitive rates, quick approvals, and expert guidance to get it done. Make the winning play and fight on to savings with an affordable USC Credit Union loan today. Visit usccreditunion.org to get started. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Housing.
Love staying ahead of the game with the latest tech? Meet Helium Mobile, the first phone carrier powered by the people. Experience coverage from the nation's largest 5G network and a network built by people like you. For just $20 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus, earn crypto for contributing to the network, which you can use to pay your phone plan. Whether you're a USC Trojans fan, student, employee, or just trying to save a buck on your phone bill, Helium Mobile is for you. Make the switch today at HelloHelium.com. Fight on.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all. Athletic Brewing Co. Full flavor? It's athletic. Huge variety? It's athletic. Award-winning styles you can get online, at the bar, or the grocery store? It's athletic. In fact, when it comes to amazing non-alcoholic beer, there's no question. It's athletic. Ask for it and find out. Go to askforathletic.com to find your closest retailer today. Near Beer.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
You're listening to USC football on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Introducing Salaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with homegrown spirit, Salaya Tequila.
Welcome back, everybody. Trojans wrap-up presented by Modelo. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz with you. About to take your calls in just a bit. 866-961-3776. That's 866-961-ESPN. Thank you all for sticking with us here after the Trojans lose in Seattle to Washington 26-21. Trojans 0-4 on the road this season, 4-5 now overall. And again, bowl eligibility very much at risk with the Trojans needing to get to 6 wins to be bowl eligible. 3 games to do that. I can't believe we're already at this point of the season, just 3 games left. But here we are, November 2nd. And, Trojans struggling to get it done, especially on the road. And let's listen to how it all sounded up there at Husky Stadium in Seattle with the calls from the voice of the Trojans, Pete Arbogast. And, well, USC getting something going on the kick return game the last couple of weeks with Mekhi Lemon. Things started out pretty good for USC in that category.
We get set for the kickoff of today's game, and let's see how the Trojans play this. It'll be Lemon at the 1-yard line, coming straight ahead to the 20, 25, 30. Here he goes again. 40, sideline, 45, bumped out of bounds by the kicker at midfield. Last week, an 80-yard return. This week, a 50-yard return to the midfield stripe for Mekhi Lemon. How do you do? The first one of the day.
Hey, Mekhi's taking advantage of the opportunities he gets, and if he's going to be the new returner, I like it. He gets production, and that's all you can ask for.
Unfortunately, no production from the USC offense and none early on. But it was Kyron Hudson who, with the Trojans down 10-0, gave him a little bit of life with another fantastic catch for the Trojans.
Marks to the left and behind Moss as usual. Hold the ball out for him instead of throw this way, and it is a catch and a fantastic one, bobbling it to himself and then on his way down to his back at the 11-yard line. Kyron Hudson with Thad Dixon, the La Mirada kid, hanging on his back. 1st and 10, USC in the La Victoria red zone. How do you do?
You can count on Kyron to make an amazing grab at least once a game, and I think he might have like 3 candidates for catch of the year this year.
Trojans would punch it in. It was Woody Marks to finish off that drive, his first time in the end zone today.
McCree comes in motion to play a blocking fullback for Woody Marks. Marks gets the handoff. He's in the end zone. That's a touchdown, USC. And the Trojans back in the game with a score for the first time today. Woody Marks with his 9th touchdown for USC and 31st career rushing touchdown makes it 10-6 with the extra point to come.
I never worry about Woody Marks, and today,
team's MVP for sure this year.
Yeah, not even close. Like I think I think Woody is 7. I think he had like 6 or 7 yards of carry today. The way he was running the ball and delivering, punishing blows at the end, like that 4th and 1 run, that might have been his most impressive run. He was stopped about a yard behind the line of scrimmage and drove through a D lineman and a linebacker to pick up that extra yard.
I said it was his first time in the end zone today. It ended up being his only time in the end zone today. He actually didn't get much production in the first half, 8 carries for 17 yards. The Trojans didn't get much production in the first half altogether on either side of the football. They went into the locker room trailing 20-7, but as we've seen this team do time and time again this year, after a rough first half, they come out strong in the third quarter, and they did that again here today. Trojans really having success on the ground. Woody Marks kind of took over, and Miller Moss was able to take advantage of that in the passing game, first with this beautiful toss, 37 yards to Mekhi Lemon for a touchdown.
Moss to pass on 4th down, throws long, it's complete. Mekhi Lemon got behind him, and it's a touchdown USC. Touchdown Mekhi Lemon. The Trojans on 4th down strike, go the distance 89 yards, and score to get back in the ball game. How do you do?
On a 4th down, no less.
Gutsy call. I looked like the Lincoln Riley offense we saw year 1, where we attacked downfield and didn't care what your defense looked like. We were going to take shots. And I don't know what's happened to that, but when we decide to say F it and throw it, and it turned out well. What a strike and catch for Mekhi.
The Trojans at that point down by 6, 20-14, and then looked to the defense to come out and get a big stop, and they did just that. They looked much better in the third quarter than they did in the first half and got a huge 4th down stop to get the ball back.
Here's the pass by Rodgers over the middle, over the head of the intended receiver, the tight end, Latu, incomplete, and the Trojans take over on downs.
And from there, Trojans would take advantage as Miller Moss again opening it up in the passing game, set up by the run. This time it was to Zach Branch way down the field to get him into scoring position.
Fake to Marks. Moss will throw this way, complete. Zachariah Branch at the 30, cuts it across at the 25. He's at the 20, 15. Tackle forward near the 10-yard line. They'll say out down at the 12. A huge gain for Moss and Zachariah Branch. The Trojans are in the La Victoria red zone. 1st and 10 at the Washington 12-yard line. How do you do?
Shots. Shout out Lil John, because, again, when this offense is aggressive and not playing conservative or scary, we seem to get results. And in the third quarter and even in the fourth quarter, it seemed like, okay, cooking with gas. But we're gonna find a way to lose games in the fourth.
Miller Moss, another touchdown pass. This one to Kyle Ford to give the Trojans the lead there late in the third.
A fake to Marks, a throw. It's Kyle Ford at the 10, Kyle Ford at the 5, Kyle Ford in the end zone. Touchdown USC! And the Trojans have tied the game with the extra point to come here in the third quarter. A fantastic third quarter. When all seemed lost at halftime, this Trojan team has found a way to fight back.
Hey, Kyle, when he gets the ball, he gets yak. He gets yards after carry. And that's all I'm going to say about him, because he's still ducking me on the golf course. So, nothing to say.
Well, things were looking up for the Trojans at that point, but unfortunately, after a stop, USC on the next drive would throw an interception, and then that was the last time they'd get into the end zone or score at all. Washington with the touchdown to take the lead early in the fourth quarter, and then the score was stuck at 26-21 all the way until the very end. So that's how it all sounded. USC's highlights from this loss, 26-21 at Washington. And we'll get to your calls here in a moment. 866-961-3776 is the number. 866-961-ESPN. Your calls when we come back next on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
We're not just the Trojans, we're your Trojans. Coach Lincoln Riley here to let you know how to customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Trojan pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Trojans. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official retail bank of USC Athletics.
Copyright 2024 Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
At Audi, expectations matter. It's why what's standard on every Audi SUV are features that exceed yours. How we get there matters. The Audi family of SUVs. Progress you can feel.
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today. Or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit iTrustCapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. Come on, move! You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The Rams look to continue the winning tomorrow. Also up in the Pacific Northwest, Rams Seahawks. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. with the Rams countdown to kickoff right here on your home for Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Whether it's before, after, or during the game, stop by Lazy Dog Restaurants at LA Live for handcrafted, made-from-scratch meals. LazyDogRestaurants.com. Trojans wrap-up presented by Modelo. Just about to get to your calls. Trojans lose to the Huskies in Washington, 26-21. The final, Trojans 4-5. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz here on Trojans wrap-up presented by Modelo. Modelo, the fighting spirit of the USC Trojans. We'll see just how much fighting spirit this USC team has down the stretch with 3 more games. But first, a bye week. And I mean, Sua, how tough is it to go into a bye week? Like, what's the vibe going to be like coming off a loss like this now with 2 weeks before you take the field the next time?
Honestly?
I only ask for honesty from you.
It can get you in trouble sometimes. Depending on the locker room and the culture of the team, this can go a few ways. You can have either half the team quit, other guys start saying, all right, I'm trying to get drafted, so let me get my stats right. I don't care about the outcome of the game. And then guys are just like, you know what, I'm not trying to get hurt before I leave to transfer or get drafted. That's one way that can go after a bye, after coming off a loss like this. Or they can have like a rah-rah moment where they find a way to get even closer as a team and the camaraderie and unity and all the buzzword, cliche sayings, and they find a way to win these last 3. And I'm hoping it's the latter. But
do you think a bye is good for a team at a time like this
after
right now?
a win? If we would have won today, yes. Bye is perfect. It's late in the season. Ice up. DBs need to get back. Kamari's been hurt. We're obviously missing bodies. So, yes, after a win, yes. But after a loss, this is going to be the longest 14 days of those players' careers because all you can do is stare at the film of your last game, and you don't get to redeem yourself 7 days from now. You just have to dwell. Well, you don't have to dwell, but we're human, and if you're a football player that holds yourself accountable, you're going to dwell on that loss. So, I don't like the bye after a loss. If we would have won, then it'd be a completely different scope.
Well, they come back, Nebraska at home, then Notre Dame and UCLA, or UCLA, then Notre Dame to finish things off again. The Trojans need to win 2 out of 3 to become bowl eligible. All right, we're just about to get to your calls here on Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. Great to have you with us, whether you're listening on ESPN 710, on the ESPN LA app, or, of course, for those of you joining us on our YouTube stream. Give us a call, 866-961-3776, 866-961-ESPN. Let's get right to it. We got our leadoff hitter each and every week. We'll see how she's doing mentally this week. Helena Troy, Helen from Texas, welcome back to Trojans wrap-up. How you doing, Helen?
Hi, guys. Well, I can only say two positive things about this game.
Okay.
Our O-line was terrific. Our run game, when we ran, was fabulous. And Woody ran over 100 yards again. So why didn't we run the ball more? Washington has good pass defense, but poor run defense. Didn't we watch the film? Again, no sacks and only applied pressure once. I'm just sick. We will not win another game this season except for maybe UCLA, and that's a big if. And here I am I'm thinking way back to that LSU game and was so hopeful. I think Louisiana voodoo cursed us because of that win. How else can you explain this crazy season? And Sue, I want to thank you for apologizing to my grandbaby. But in 17 years, hopefully we'll be winning. But I'll be 92, and I probably won't see it.
No, Helen.
Jason, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Helen.
Did you keep your Dodger hat on the whole time during the series?
Oh, yeah, absolutely
That
I
thing
did.
stinks. He hasn't washed it.
I took it off for the first time today.
Don't wash it. Put it back on.
All the way through the parade, Helen.
Put it underneath the USC hat or over the USC hat. Maybe we'll get some of that juju from that hat.
Certainly could use it right now, Helen, for sure. Hey, Helen, is Mr. Helen of Troy with you to give us another fight on?
Unfortunately, no. He is in San Diego helping our daughter move to Henderson. Because she's moving
to Nevada?
Yeah, she's moving to Nevada. The taxes have she's put her hands up and said, I'm not paying them anymore.
Well,
so
I know a
packed
dude
up.
named Hakeem down there in Henderson. He's a real good guy. Calls into the show every now and then.
Hakeem from Henderson did have that one legendary call. What was that, after the Pac-12 championship a couple years ago? Hakeem from Henderson? That's right. It's in the Hall of Fame of calls for sure. Alongside Helen, of course.
So I don't know if he'd want to, that would be interesting. So anyhow.
Well, Helen,
thanks, guys.
Thanks for the call and your points, and thanks for a couple of positive points. And I do agree with you, Helen. Certainly the run game was working, and as Helen pointed out, Washington did come into this game struggling defensively against the run, very good defensively against the pass, and I think that's one of the reasons why it was so surprising to see the way that first half played out, with USC throwing it 29 times. That's an incredibly high number for a half of football. That put Miller Moss on pace for 58 throws. He ended up at 50. But 29 attempts for Moss and just 8 on the ground for Woody Marks in the first half. Quentin Joyner didn't have a run in that first half. So
Washington,
I think Helen right to point that out.
Is the number 1 pass defense in the Big Ten. And number 15, run defense in the Big Ten. And we ran the ball twice in the first quarter.
We ran the ball twice?
USC ran the ball twice in the first quarter.
Oh, in the first quarter, yeah.
Versus the number 15 in the conference ranked run team, and threw the ball almost 30 times in one half against the number 1 pass defense in the
What
Big
did
Ten.
you see? Obviously, there were some struggles for Miller Moss in this game. He also made some really good throws. What did you see from that pass defense, though? I mean, it didn't. Guys were not open. A lot of the times Miller would have time, and we'd see him end up throwing a ball to someone who was covered. And I don't know if that was just not seeing the open guy, or there just wasn't anybody open, because that's how good Washington was.
No, just credit to Washington's staff on defense. They gave Miller a bunch of confusing looks. Like, Miller should have thrown 4 interceptions today, if we're being quite honest. They dropped 2 picks, and it was because pre-snap disguise was confusing Miller. He didn't know who was dropping and who was rushing. There was times where the DN would drop back and the linebacker would rush, and that would throw Miller off on crossing routes. There were times where it looked like man, and they'd go and bail at the snap, and they're in 3 deep, 4 deep zone, and Miller had nowhere to throw it, and now he's pumping the ball, and they just did a good job on defense. They had the right game plan. They know we want to pass the ball. That's no strain. No matter how well we run it, they know we want to pass it. So they just stuck with their guns, like, okay, we'll give up 7 yards. We'll give up 7 yards again. We'll give up 15 yards. Y'all are going to throw the ball, And sure enough, we did.
What is this look you're going with tonight? Is that comfortable?
If I had a brown bag like a Browns fan, I would for sure rock one. But this is my
How
hoodie.
would you just get, like I said earlier, it's the Kenny from South Park. I mean, we got the hoodie up, cinched really tight. It looks like you're eating the bottom part of the hoodie there. How does that taste?
What's going on? Is this your thing where you attack me because you're lashing out from the loss? Is that what this is? Because you do it every week.
Why is it always an attack? I'm just asking about your fashion choices here, your fashion statements.
Okay, well, if you want to know the truth,
this is an attack. This is not an attack.
If you want to know the truth, I don't want to wear this bucket hat anymore. I've been wearing it all day. It's squeezing the circulation out of my head, and I haven't gotten a haircut in 3 weeks because we keep losing games, Jason. And I don't care about how I look right now. I'm falling into a depression.
So. Are you saying you will not get another haircut until SE wins his next game?
Okay, hold on. I still work on CBS. So I don't have a haircut for tomorrow's show. I got to go on live. My mama's going to see this. Like, I'm representing I got kids. This is what USC's football is doing to me. It's stressing me out, dog. My mustache is falling off. There's like a piece of my mustache that won't grow. Like, what is going on? One play away, baby!
Hormones are killing you. Trojan fans want the inside scoop on this game and all things Trojans? Be sure to sign up for the 3 Torches presented by Smart and Final. It's a free newsletter that'll hit your email inbox 3 times a week with game info, player insights, and more. Go to usctrojans.com/3 Torches and sign up today. We got more calls to come. The queue filling up. 866-961-3776 is our number. Trojans fall in Seattle, 26-21 to Washington. Give us a call. Let us know how you're feeling about the game today, the games coming up, the season in general. Just have a chat with us. We certainly could use the company. We'll get to more calls when we come back next here on Trojans Wrap-Up, presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
USC Football and Children's Hospital Los Angeles continue to support the pediatric needs of our community. For over 120 years, CHLA has been at the forefront of providing exceptional medical care for children across California. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 children's hospital in California, CHLA has consistently ranked among the top national hospitals and has been on the honor roll of best children's hospitals since its inception. Whether it's routine care or life-saving treatment, families trust CHLA for its world-class pediatric care. To learn more, visit chla.org today.
Hi, it's Hannah, and welcome to the HannahCast. Today, Piggy Bank's gonna fuel our episode with questions about Arco rewards. Yep, earn up to $7 in rewards at sign-up. And 5 cents on every gallon. Sounds pretty sensible, if you ask me. Oh, all this savings talk making you hungry? Here you go. Learn how to earn at arcorewards.com.
Offer valid until October 31st, 2024. By entering your phone number, you're agreeing to receive recurring automated informational and marketing SMS, MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
USC Trojan fans, Smart Stop Self Storage is ready for game day. Smart Stop Self Storage is committed to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. Smart Stop Self Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. It's our way of saying thanks. 1 free donut per customer with digital coupon, available the day after each Trojan victory while supplies last. Ralph's, fresh for everyone, and proud partner of USC Athletics. Fight on.
USC women's basketball begins the season Monday, and you'll hear the game against Ole Miss. Coverage begins at 8:45 a.m. on the all-new ESPN LA app. USC Ole Miss Monday morning, 8:45 on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Fight on, Trojans, and fly on with ONT. Ontario International Airport is a proud sponsor of our USC Trojans. Visit SoCalSoEasy.com to book your journey through ONT today. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz back with you here on Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. The final in Seattle, Trojans fall to the Huskies 26-21. 21 to fall to 4-5 on the season. 866-961-3776 is the number, 866-961-ESPN. For those of you not watching on the stream, just Sua, I guess, has succumbed to the peer pressure here or something. But he has uncinched the hoodie. The bucket hat is on. How are your temples? They doing okay?
They're surviving right now. They're surviving.
Pinched?
They're surviving. They're one play away, baby.
Before you put the hood on, you almost look like you could be a Jabberwocky. The bucket hat, the hoodie.
All right. So as fast as, come on, man. Come on. Let's get to the phone calls.
Let's get to the phone calls. Let's go. Who are we going to go to now? Let's go back to Texas. We got Nick. Nick in Dallas. Nick, welcome to Trojans Wrap Up. What you got?
How you guys doing? It's just, I guess like Tupac said, got to keep your head up. It's just frustrating, and I think Sua, you made a good point. You being a former player too, Trojan player at that, it's the coaching staff, and I call it growing pains too. You know, I'm just looking at this game. It's just like, it's a number of things. It's coaching. You know, Moss throwing 3 picks. The offensive line, I thought they played pretty well. Granted, you can't let them get a sack on the game-deciding play, which it was on that 4th down. And it's just really frustrating to see them lose like they did. And I think, you know, people calling out for Lincoln's job, I wouldn't personally would do it. I would bring him for another year, but I think we
can't. We simply can't do it. We don't have the facilities for that, big man.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, I think a lot of Trojan fans are impatient because it's his 3rd year, but also at the same time, so it's his 1st year in the Big Ten. So I just think that it's growing pains. They're young also too, and then let's not forget the defense. It's injuries too as well with Lucas, and I think what's his name? That's out with the concussion. Number 18,
Gentry,
the linebacker. Yeah, he's out too. So I just think we just have to keep our pride, keep our tradition going, and let's just try to win. You know, just ride out these next 3 games, and maybe the bye will be good for us going to the final 3 games of the regular season because. You know, I'm just trying to stay positive, you know, because it's really frustrating to see how this is playing along, and all those Trojan haters out there, they're happy to see us lose like this. They know. I see the comments on social media before I go off. They know at some point it's going to turn around though, because at some point, you know, it's not going to ride like this though. So I just tell my Trojan fans and Sua and just keep your head up though, because you know at some point it's going to turn around, and just fight on and just stay positive and just keep the positivity and just ride along with it. As Joel Klatt said, you have to, you know, when you have pains like this. Joel Klatt said it before I go. Joel Klatt said it on Fox Sports. You have to you have to lose big to lose small to win big, small to win big. So it's a process. So let's just go ahead and go along with it and just keep fighting and keep moving forward.
All right, Nick. Yeah, thanks for the message of positivity for sure.
Definitely.
Look, it's good to hear because Nick, I don't know if you listen to the show, and for those who do, you know that. Not everybody always has the messages of positivity in Trojan Nation when they call us up.
Definitely.
We've had 2 calls now where we've had. I mean, that was that was full positive, and then Helen, she started with her 2 positive. So the vibes are a little higher, I think, today than
definitely
like my voice just was.
A glass half a full approach. I would agree with maybe 80% of the things he said. For me, I'm not making excuses for anybody that we give $100 million to. I don't care what conference it is. We brought you in to win championships, and that's what the expectation is. It doesn't change. This is one thing I don't like about USC fan base and USC just as a whole. We want the respect of a champion and demand the attention of a champion, and then when we don't perform like a champion, we play we're building, or it takes time, and then don't bark and pump your chest up like we're contenders. And then play the victim stance of, we're building injuries. And everybody has injuries. Oregon's in a new conference this year. Oregon is undefeated and going to go to the Big Ten championship this year. These are facts. So we paid a guy $100 million to come in and win and to bring in top 10 recruiting classes. And we're not seeing it. And that's just a fact. That's not my opinion. It's not how I feel. That's an objective truth.
Well, I certainly want to look at this season positively, and I want to have a glass half full approach to this. I think the troubling thing is the way we're trending, right? I mean,
We've gotten worse as the years go on.
It's one thing when this is Michigan and Penn State, but now it's at Maryland and it's at Washington, and this is kind of the way the trend is going, and we're not really seeing things turn around and start to move in the right direction for as far as this season is concerned. And now we've put ourselves in a spot where we have our backs against the wall when it comes to even making a bowl game.
11-3 year one Cotton Bowl loss to Tulane. And I remember me and you argued to the death where I said us losing that Cotton Bowl to Tulane is going to change the projection of this program. And you said, no way, we're playing in the New Year's Six Bowl. We got this class coming in, Caleb's coming back. This is just one game. I said, I don't think you understand. When you lose a New Year's Six Bowl to Tulane, that changes a lot. Next year, 7-5 Holiday Bowl. This year, potato fingernail bowl if we even win.
You're telling me SC went 7-5 and ended up in the Holiday Bowl last year because they lost to Tulane in a New Year's Six Bowl? That's what you're telling me?
And I love how
you remember our you remember our conversations from 2 years ago just like that? You throw that out there like, I remember.
English, or is that Espanol that I just spit out my mouth? I said losing that New Year's Six to bowl game, Cotton Bowl to Tulane, is going to change a lot. It changes the momentum the entire offseason. It changes recruiting. It changes the whole outlook and momentum that we carry into the next season. And that happened to be true. So, no, I didn't say losing to Tulane is the reason why we ended up in a Holiday Bowl.
But what was I wrong about, though? Like, you're making this out like... I said losing to Tulane isn't a big deal. It won't matter.
This is one game, and it does not change the momentum of the next season. And I said you are so incorrect about that.
Well,
and look. Now we don't even know if we're going to a bowl game. No check in December for us.
Oh, because I said it wasn't that big a.
It is a big deal. It is a big deal. And look.
And look at what?
Look. What are we, 4-5?
Well, yeah, I just didn't know. I just didn't know where you were going
downwards
with that.
Is what I'm saying. We have regressed as the years have continued.
Let's get to our next caller. We'll go out to Brad in Brea. Brad, welcome back to the show.
Hey guys, love the show, man.
Thanks, Brad. We appreciate you coming on with us. Brad, have you been on every week?
Oh, yeah. Every week, man. I love you guys.
Brad, my
really
goatee won't grow in the middle because we can't win a game.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm sitting there listening to you guys go back and forth. I'm sitting here in my office. I switched over to water because I'm like, you know what? I need to go to sleep tonight because I just picked up an hour, and I don't need another hour of misery of frickin' dwelling on this.
That's right. Glass half full is that we are not on until 1:30 this morning, so we can actually take advantage of that extra hour. That is glass half full right now. Thank you to the schedule.
An hour, right?
No, we get an hour.
We get an hour.
Yeah,
we get an hour.
Yeah.
Fall back.
Turn up.
So best case scenario, we go 7-5 this year. Worst case scenario, we go 5-7. And I'm just looking at this, and it's so frustrating. In my call, the call screener's like, oh, okay, what's your topic? I go, coaching. It's coaching. And Sua, you frickin', I swear to God, while I'm listening to you guys pregame all this stuff and before I come on, I'm like going, I'm with you every single freaking time on this, and it drives me crazy. I'm watching stuff. Here is another game that we should absolutely win. These kids cannot close, and it's coaching. And I'm watching 76. Mason Murphy just jump. I mean, he's got nobody in front of him, and he's jumping offside. And I'm just, false start. I'm watching balls being overthrown. It's so frustrating when we got so much talent. We got Deuce out there, 6'6", 220.
Did Deuce get a catch today? Did Deuce get a single target today? I picked him as my player of the game.
I think he did. I definitely think he got a target. He had one catch, yeah.
And you guys, you're saying it, and it's like these guys' pass defense is really good. Their run defense Isn't that? And we run the ball 2 times in the first quarter. This is, again, it's coaching. And listen, I don't want to be the guy saying, hey, that's it. I'm over it. You got to fire Lincoln Riley. But at some point, you are absolutely right, Sue. This guy, we're paying him a shit ton of money, and he's got in a pretty big house out there that we're paying for. And we might go 7-5. I'm sorry, man. You run the ball down these guys' throats all day long until they stop you. Run the freaking ball. Get the ball to Deuce over. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have such a miserable night tonight.
Hey, Brad, don't forget, Brad.
Just put the bottle down and drink the H2O.
Extra hour. Don't forget. And then you got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to rev up before get your mind right before the next game.
Go hit the range or something.
Vacation. Brad, thanks as always for the call, and hear the frustrations and understand them for sure. I mean, I think when it comes down to when you lose this many games in this fashion, right? I mean, these close games in the fourth quarter, there are a lot of little things that happen throughout the game that have to go wrong in order for the games to play out the way they've played out. And unfortunately, we've seen that week in, week out now.
That's why I get so frustrated about that we're one play away nonsense, because we don't have to be. We leave so many plays out on the field the first 3 quarters, and then it's like, oh, the game boils down to this last drive, and we just need that one play. No, that is not how football works ever. Like, there are so many plays in every single game that we've lost this season where it's like, oh, we make that play right here. He doesn't underthrow that ball. We don't get that bonehead penalty. We're up 21 points at halftime. Then one play doesn't even matter. But instead, we don't even hold ourselves accountable. And that's why it's so annoying to me, because it's like, I'm not trying to jump ship as far as the coach goes, but at least be accountable to the things that we all see. And at least let's just own it and be like, all right, we just have to be better. Like, I'm just tired of being told that we're one play away, because we're not. We're not. We leave 20 to 30 plays out on the field every single time we lose. Mm-hmm. Even the games we win, we could win by 3 or 4 more touchdowns if we would have executed better on 10 or 15 more plays. So, that's just the football player in me talking.
And even with some of the lack of execution we see, this team still is in a position to overcome those at the end of the game and still come away with a win.
And that's why it angers me so much, because the team has the talent, and we still, even not executing on 20 plays, we still have a chance to win. It's like, man, bro, like, it just makes you wonder, like, how different the season could be.
866-961-3776 is the number. 866-961-ESPN to give us a call and tell us how you're feeling about USC football. And today's game, the loss to Washington 26-21 was the final up in Seattle. USC fans, you getting hungry? Always a good idea to order with Postmates. They have some of the best restaurants in town and are the only delivery app that drops the delivery fee and service fee on all eligible orders over $50. Terms apply. See app for details. More calls when we come back. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill, because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Okay, I'm getting lunch delivered. What's everyone want?
Well, I'm gluten-free.
Uh-huh.
Vegetarian for me, please. Veggie guy.
Vegetarian? Got it.
I'm allergic to nuts.
No nuts.
Oh, hey, I'm fee-free.
Sorry, fee-free?
Yeah, I don't put fees into my body. My body is a temple.
Okay, but how do I order delivery without fees?
Postmates. No delivery or service fee on orders over $50. Order from the best restaurants in LA, totally fee-free on eligible orders over $50. Only on Postmates. Offer terms and exclusions apply. See app for details.
Love staying ahead of the game with the latest tech? Meet Helium Mobile, the first phone carrier powered by the people. Experience coverage from the nation's largest 5G network and a network built by people like you. For just $20 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus, earn crypto for contributing to the network, which you can use to pay your phone plan. Whether you're a USC Trojans fan, student, employee, or just trying to save a buck on your phone bill, Helium Mobile is for you. Make the switch today at HelloHelium.com. Fight on.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit iTrustCapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
You're listening to USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store.
866-961-3776 is our number. That's 866-961-ESPN. Give us a call. You're listening to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz with you, taking your phone calls after the latest Trojan loss. This one in Seattle, 26-21 to the Huskies. The Trojans are 4-5 this season. They are 0-4 on the road, and I think have already cemented a very disappointing season here in year 3 of the Lincoln Riley era. All right, let's go to our next call. We've got Pam out in Temple City. Pam, welcome back to the show. How you doing tonight?
Thank you for having me. Well, I'm freezing because my heat is gone and my landlady's ghosting me. So I was hoping to be able to jump up and down to keep warm after a win. But, of course, Lincoln Riley wasn't going to let that happen.
I mean, you could be hopping mad at a loss, you know?
Yeah, but who wants to use the energy for that? But, you know, I mean, I know we're stuck with Riley, but I'm so sick of hearing the same script every week about one being, like Sua said, 1 week, one play away. He says the same thing every week. He can't teach the players because he hasn't learned anything from these losses. And it's just really frustrating. I know that we're stuck with him, but with whatever wins we get are in spite of him. And it's really too bad. And the other thing I wanted to ask you guys is if you could let the powers that be know that we don't all have apps, and it would be nice to be able to hear the basketball games, women and men's, on the radio besides just on the apps. You know, so.
Well, Pam, they will be on the radio, just not when the Lakers are on as well. Lakers, they preempt everyone else, but they will be on the radio. But also, Pam, not too hard. What kind of phone are you working with, Pam?
I just have the landline and the flip phone.
Okay, well then, nope. I guess no apps.
Nope. No, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know. I just hope something can change. It's kind of sad that these coaches, even when we lose, they make the same amount of money either way. It'd be nice if they got, you know, bonuses for wins. Maybe he would work a little harder at trying to figure things out.
Pam, what's the deal here with your landlady ghosting you? And maybe what are the chances she's listening to the show right now? Pam's landlady?
I don't care.
Call Pam back.
She wouldn't listen to this stuff. She's not into sports, as she's let me know so many times. She tried to evict me last year, and now October she didn't cash my rent check. And I tried to call her to ask her why, and then my heater went out, and I called her. And so I paid my November anyway. But
you better than me, Pam. I'm not paying a dime until that heater works, baby. You're going to have to come get this check out of my cold, dead hands.
Anyways, if you guys don't hear from me, you'll know something bad happened.
Oh, God.
Send a beacon out to Pam. Her landlord is...
Where is Temple City? How far do we have to drive out to come check on you, Pam?
It's just south of Pasadena, southeast of it. You know, just south of the racetrack.
I think that's on Sua's route home.
It isn't, but I will pass by if I need to.
Oh, You guys are so fun. You guys made my night. I feel better.
Pam, email her and tell her squatters' rights, baby.
I know, really. I appreciate you guys having me.
Of course, Pam. Always. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate it. Oh, Pam.
Man.
Let's get to let's keep it rolling. Let's go to Steve out in Arizona in Flagstaff. Steve, welcome to Trojans Wrap Up. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Been watching Trojan football for more than 50 years, and I think this is the most brutal stretch because the games have been pretty consecutive and also close. Having said that, I think this team's going to get dominating wins the next two games and then hopefully go into Notre Dame with some momentum. Question for Sua. On that drive, that 8-minute drive where we get down first and goal at the 3-yard line, what is it with the officials calling an officials timeout when we have this other team on the ropes after 2 downs?
I couldn't tell you what half of these Big Ten and officials do or the reason behind it. I'm guessing maybe there was an injury. That's the only reason why. It's either a missed call or confusion by the referees or an injured player why the referees would call a timeout. But I'm as clueless as you are on that.
Change the complexion of the game. And then the other thing is Marks had to be getting a little tired because he was running so hard, and then Joyner was in there, and then on that final sequence of those 4 downs, I just wonder if it would have been, if in your eyes it would have been an advantage to have Joyner running those goal line plays and maybe even roll Moss out for one of them instead of just 3 into the pile and then a pass.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly with the way Woody'd been running, I think you can keep giving him the ball. I mean, he had nowhere to go on that last one.
That last one is because we don't have an RPO threat. Like we've been saying for the last few weeks, Miller does not pull the ball. So as a defense, there's no respect for contain because I don't need to contain. I know your quarterback's not going to pull it. And yeah, Miller has scored twice because it's such an anomaly when he pulls it. The defense catches him off, or he catches the defense off guard, which is kind of why you want him to pull the ball in that situation. But I mean, you can't go wrong giving the ball to Woody Marks in that goal line situation. But the reason why they got the stop is again because Miller is not a run threat. So they crashed both DNs, and that's why they had somebody home hit free.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to place blame certainly on whatever that official's timeout was as changing the complexion of the game.
Yeah, I have no idea what that timeout was for.
Not as changing the complexion of the game, certainly, because you get down in that situation, and I mean, you got to execute and put it in, regardless of what's happening with any official's timeout there, and ultimately just unable to get the job done. But I don't know if we can place the blame there. Steve out in Flag, thanks for the call. We're going to take another break here. 866-961-3776 is our number. 866-961-ESPN. If you're in the queue, don't go anywhere. We got more calls when we come back next here on Trojans Wrap Up, presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Hi, it's Hannah, and welcome to the HannahCast. Today, Piggy Bank's gonna fuel our episode with questions about Argo rewards. Yep, earn up to $5 in rewards at sign up. And 5 cents on every gallon. Sounds pretty sensible, if you ask me. Oh, all this savings talk making you hungry? Here you go. Learn how to earn at arcorewards.com.
By entering your phone number, you're agreeing to receive recurring automated informational and marketing SMS, MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
When you've got good beer and good vibes, it's all Buena. Introducing Stone Buenavesa Salt and Lime Lager. Brewed with real lime and a touch of sea salt, this insanely refreshing Baja-inspired lager is perfect for celebrating the good life with good people. Imported from San Diego to wherever you are, in 6-packs, 12-packs, and on draft. Find Buenavesa near you using the beer finder at find.stonebrewing.com and show how you live Buena on Instagram at livebuena.
Looking for the play of the day? That's easy. Fight on to victory with USC and fly on faster with ONT, the fastest and easiest airport experience in SoCal. Not to mention, Ontario International Airport has over 70 nonstop flights to more than 20 major destinations with less traffic coming in and out. In other words, getting here is a breeze, and so is following our Trojans anywhere the season takes them. Because let's be honest, faster is always better when it comes to your airport. Start planning your next journey today at SoCalSoEasy.com.
Trojan fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. But whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of the USC Trojans.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USC Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
At Audi, what drives you matters. But what you're driving towards matters more. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron. How we get there matters.
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today. Or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information.
Hey, Los Angeles and Orange County, tired of being just a number at your bank? Become a member owner of USC Credit Union. Now residents of LA and Orange counties can join the Trojans Credit Union of choice. Enjoy better rates on deposits and loans, plus access to the largest shared banking network nationwide and 24/7 mobile banking. Open your account in minutes at usccreditunion.org. Huddle up for better banking with USC Credit Union, the official credit union of USC Athletics, federally insured by the NCUA.
You're listening to USC football on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
That's that I don't like. Passing the ball 50 times I don't like. Woody 100 yards I do like. Yeah. Can't pull it on a RPO, nah. Bang, bang. Hey, shout out Chief Keef, man. Shout out Thug, he coming home. You know, can't say the same for Dirt.
That's Suic Ravens. I'm Jason Schwartz. Welcome back to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. Taking your calls here on ESPN LA, 866-961-3776. 866-961-ESPN is the number. Trojans fall in Seattle to Washington 26-21. They're 0-4 on the season now on the road, 4-5 overall. We haven't talked much really about the defense in this one. I mean, only gave up the one touchdown in the second half and then stopped them on the 2-point conversion. But one thing, Washington had tremendous red zone success in this game. I think at one point they were 4 for 4 in the red zone, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. This was not a very good red zone offense coming into the game, but I know we've talked a lot about coaching and the offense with these callers, but no one's really mentioned the defense in this one. What do you think of the defensive effort in this game?
I felt like in the first half we were just all over the place as far as pass and run defense went. I feel like we're accustomed to seeing slow starts from this USC defense, but we reeled it back in. And in the second half, we really locked in. And as we saw earlier in the season, I kind of expected that. But
got that stop too late. I mean, USC it wasn't a ton of time left late, but they did have an opportunity getting the ball back to drive down the field.
I can say that the defense definitely did enough to win the game, but they didn't win the game, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I got you. Let's hear how Mitch is making sense of this one. We'll go out to Mitch in New Jersey. Mitch, good to have you. Good to talk to you as always. Welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good. Fight on, guys. Love
Fight
the
on,
show.
Mitch.
Thanks for taking my call. I'm glad the Dodgers finished in 5 games. Otherwise, it would have been a Dodger and a USC game today. But,
Well, it would have been Game 6 last night and then a potential Game 7 tonight. And, yes, very, very thankful that the Dodgers got it done in New York. We didn't have to worry about any overlap this weekend. Got the parade, the celebration, and then we could turn our focus to SC football.
Did one of you guys go to the parade? I couldn't make it.
I was there, Mitch. I was there for sure, and I know a bunch of the other guys here in the ESPN LA studio right now were at the parade. Had to go. I mean, come on, first Dodger parade in LA in 36 years. Had to experience that.
That must be something.
Yeah, it was wild.
I heard. I don't know. Did you hear this? That New York Times Square invited Aaron Judge, if he wants to drop the ball, he's welcome to it.
Mitch, what'd you think of the SC game tonight? What are your thoughts?
It seems like, does he have wide receivers in the doghouse? Because Lemon came through. I think today was his best game, I think, as a Trojan. As far as
Who was that, Mitch?
Statistics. Zachariah Branch, he had over 100 yards.
Yep.
I mean, I saw drop a few, but his throws, he just doesn't have a good arm. I really wish they brought in, give Jaden Maeva a chance. He has a better arm. It's just that.
Yeah, it said after the game that that's not part of the thinking moving forward. It's Miller Moss's job. It's his team.
Can they share a job? Believe it or not, John Elway and Terry Bradshaw, they actually had to share a job for a while early in their careers.
John Elway and Terry Bradshaw, you said, Mitch?
Yeah, back in the day. Is it me or is it my phone? I think it's a little combination.
I think it is your cricket wireless, Mitch.
Mitch.
It might,
we got the.
Might have to make the switch.
The in and out. Anything else, Mitch?
Let me think. I read a statistic that Will Rogers has negative 362 yards rushing for his career because he played 4 years in Mississippi. Does that mean, is that all sacks, or he just can't run? He's just slow as Miller.
I certainly don't think he's running backwards. Maybe a lot of victory formations in his time over there.
Yeah, maybe victory formations, and the Mike Leach offense, they did throw the ball like 70 times a game, so it could be sacks too.
Mitch, hey, thanks for the call. Enjoy the extra hour tonight. I know you're up late with us as always. Appreciate it. Hey, let's keep it rolling. Let's go out to Joe in Santa Barbara. Joe, welcome to Trojans Wrap Up.
Hey, good evening, guys. How you doing?
Oh, doing all right, Joe. How are you?
We've had better nights. It's just disappointing.
I hear you.
Let's just get one thing straight, that Riley is a good coach. He's not a great coach. Great coaches get shit done. They finish. He doesn't finish. He never has on the road.
More of a statement than a question, but hey, his words, not mine. His words.
Yeah, and it's but yeah, as you guys stated earlier, that it's Miller's team, but you come and look at it, it's I feel it's more of it's our team, and Riley's not stepping up and taking care of us. It's not just one person. It's a team, and he's not putting them in the best position to win the game at that in those situations. I mean, you got 1 yard to go. Put the package in, give a running quarterback a chance. Let him go. You guys, you're bringing up the RPOs, and and he's not going with it. It's insane.
All right, Joe, thanks for the call and the thoughts. Do we have a package for those types of situations?
I mean, you just can't do that because then when Jaden comes in, it's like, okay, clearly they're going to run RPO. So then, like, it's a clear giveaway for the defense. Like, I remember when I would play in games, if they ever had a quarterback where it was like, oh, he's a running quarterback, it was like a dead giveaway unless they left both quarterbacks in the game. Oh, if number 10 comes in, they're most likely going to run the ball. Their tendency is like 80% run with him in the game. So it's counterproductive to bring him in to only run that because it's a key that a good defensive coordinator is going to pick up on film and be like, okay, when so-and-so's in the game, this is what their offense is. So it's just easier said than done.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Before we get to our next one, we got to pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here across the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Hey, it's Mace, and this is USC football back where it belongs on 710 ESPN. KSPN Los Angeles, a good Karma Brands radio station. Fight on!
Trojans wrap-up presented by Modelo. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz with you after the Trojans fall in Seattle to the Huskies 26-21. Let's go to Whittier. We got Eddie. Welcome back to the show, Eddie.
Hold on. Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Eddie there?
Yes. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Eddie.
Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to touch base on Lincoln's post game. It's like never ending. It's the same sad story. We're getting better. We're falling short. We're a play away. Like, I don't understand what world he lives in. We're not getting better. Sua, can you touch on that? Can you touch on his post-game conference every single week? Like, I am fed up of hearing a lie, basically. He's lying. Like, we're SC. You know, we don't, like, what? How does he feel like excuses work well here? Like, well, it just doesn't make sense.
I don't know if you tuned in earlier, but I'm not one that's going to lie or sugarcoat anything, and I'm going to speak truth of what we all see. We're not getting better. We're not one play away. We're not I don't really care to hear the cliche sayings from anybody. It's not just him. It's anybody. Like, even people on Twitter that are like, you guys are being dramatic about USC football. Like, shut up. No, we're not. Let's just speak objective truth about what we see. First year, 11 wins. Second year, 7 wins. This year, we're not even going to go bowling. So, like, stop with the nonsense. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about people who, like, feed into that nonsense. Like, I wouldn't feel this way if we were being accountable on all ends, from a fan base perspective, from a coaching perspective. And I guess the players are the most accountable. These kids with the uniforms on are more accountable than our fans and our coaching staff at this point, because the players, every time they answer the tough questions.
I mean, the fans who call the show, they seem to all be
but
pretty...
the fans that call the show, you know, it's a handful. But, like, if you look on Twitter, it's a bunch of people crying when you're critical about USC football because they don't like to hear it. I don't care what you don't want to hear and what you don't like to hear. Let's win games, and you don't have to worry about it. It makes my job easier. It makes your job easier. If we're winning games, it's flowers and fluff all dang day. But we're not winning games. We're losing. We're 0-4 on the road, and I'm tired of this glass half full approach. Like, we're not allowed to speak about the truth, and I'm not going to do it. Ever. I'm going to speak the real, always. And we're not good enough right now. And we're not getting better.
Yeah. Eddie, thanks for the call. And certainly you can understand the frustrations because at the end of the day, right, SC football, this program, it's a results-driven program. It's about getting wins. It's about competing for a playoff spot. It's about competing for a national championship. That's the expectation at USC, and everybody across the board, everybody's on board with that expectation. Everybody understands that that's what it is here, and that's why, I mean, nothing's really stuck over the last decade plus since the last time USC was consistently competing in the way that USC expects themselves to compete. So can understand the frustration, because at the end of the day, it's about getting wins, and that's just not happening enough. And certainly, this season and last couple of years as well. Again, Eddie, thanks for the call. Let's get to one more before our next break. We'll go out to Florida. We got Music waiting for us out in Florida. What's up, Music?
Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing this evening, man? Appreciate y'all content and stuff, but I'm hearing what everybody's saying, but this is a Lincoln Riley problem. Lincoln Riley was a great coach in the Big 12, a horrible coach in the Pac-10, and a horrible coach now in the Big 10. This is a Lincoln Riley problem. Every time it comes to a crucial play, he can't make the play call. With that last play, the scoring play, where he ran the ball, threw the ball, and ran it 2 more times. He should have just ran it 4 more times. I know Woody Morris is getting his yards tonight, and that's good and dandy. But Joyner should have been on that goal line running in for that touchdown. And how you going to have Branch blocking? Why Kyle Ford ain't there blocking? It's a Lincoln Riley problem. Everybody want to blame Miller Moss and bring in Mayab and stuff like that, but Mayab was the man. He would have been starting. So evidently there's something going on with him. So it's just a pathetic situation with Lincoln Riley, man, and we got to stick with him, but he's just not the coach for that team.
Well, I disagree with you on Quentin Joyner should have got the ball. Again, it didn't matter if it was Quentin Joyner. It didn't matter if it was Woody Marks. Didn't matter if it would be Jerome Bettis. If it's an RPO and there is no threat of the pass option part of the RPO, no defense in the nation is going to contain. They're going to rush. They're going to crash down. They're going to pinch their DNs and crash their nose to clog the A gap and B gap. And there is no C gap or edge run because the DNs are crashing. So there is no run game right there. It's literally a defense saying, we're going to force you to pass this ball or to pull it. And we know our offense doesn't have that right now. That's just not a part of our aspects of the game. But I will say we should not have Zach trying to block on the goal line. That doesn't make sense.
Question is, so when Woody Marks scored the first touchdown, I guess it was the first touchdown, it was around in the same area. So when Joyner was running the ball, he was running it effectively. You trying to tell me that Joyner couldn't get those 3 yards no matter?
Well, it was blown up. I mean, the play was blown up in the backfield.
There's no open gap to run. Again, when it was an RPO, we went inside zone with an RPO look, which means we are going to leave receivers on the outside in hopes that your defense is spread thin because you guys are going to defend the pass option part of this RPO. But because Washington said, you know what, we don't believe you, and we're going to send 8 to fill out every gap. There is no gap to hit, and there's an extra defender. And that's why one came through the line and hit him in the backfield.
And Woody was running hard in this game. I mean, he got some yards after getting hit for sure. And, I'd certainly trust him as much as anybody else on the team in that spot to get what SC needed. But, Music, thanks for the call. Appreciate the thoughts. We'll take another break here. We still got some calls to get to. We are moving into our last segment here on Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. But if you are waiting on hold right now, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to your calls in our last segment. Trojans fall in Seattle against Washington 26-21. You're listening to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Trojan fans, are you ready to fight on? Fruitist Blueberries got your back. All across the gridiron, straight into the end zone, our berries pack flavor and crunch into every bite. Like a tribute to Troy, these berries will keep you cheering from the stands. Get ready for Fruitist Blueberries, the ultimate super fruit snack. Delicious, healthy, and always ready to win. Taste the sweet victory in every bite. Snack smarter, snack Fruitist, because even our berries fight on. Available in stores near you.
USC Trojan fans, Smart Stop Self Storage is ready for game day. Smart Stop Self Storage is committed to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. Smart Stop Self Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
USC Football and Children's Hospital Los Angeles continue to support the pediatric needs of our community. For over 120 years, CHLA has been at the forefront of providing exceptional medical care for children across California. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 children's hospital in California, CHLA has consistently ranked among the top national hospitals and has been on the honor roll of best children's hospitals since its inception. Whether it's routine care or life-saving treatment, families trust CHLA for its world-class pediatric care. To learn more, visit chla.org today.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
USC women's basketball begins the season Monday, and you'll hear the game against Ole Miss. Coverage begins at 8:45 a.m. on the all-new ESPN LA app. USC Ole Miss Monday morning, 8:45 on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Should note that's Monday morning from Paris. That game's in Paris.
What game's
USC women's basketball starting the season in Paris.
That's crazy. Somebody bring me back some Saint Laurent.
Hit up Shotgun Spratling. He's out there covering the
game. Shotgun, you my boy. Bring me back some Saint Laurent and a croissant.
866-961-3776, the number. Welcome back to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. We're wrapping things up here just a bit, though. We still have some more calls to get to, so don't go anywhere. Trojans lose tonight. They are 4-5 on the season, 0-4 on the road, 26-21 the final score up in Seattle against the Washington Huskies. All right, let's go out to Pasadena. We got John who's been waiting to talk to us. John, welcome back to the show.
Yes, it's great to be on board again. I want to thank Sua for being so outrageously honest in your comments and your rants. I mean, it makes me feel comfortable or happy that I'm not the only one who's...
somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. I love being the bad guy.
Your anger, your frustration, giving people out their peace.
Isn't it weird that the truth is now frowned upon? We live in a day and age where if you speak the truth, people will make you out to be some crazy person. It's pretty ridiculous, but I welcome it. I love that type of energy. I refuse to be gaslighted.
Absolutely. I'm on board with the same idea. So let me make a couple of comments quickly about the coaching. I think I'm in the same spot that you are with regard to coaching. I love Riley. I don't have anything against him, but I'd like your comments about what I think may be some of the issues with regard to his coaching. Now, to somebody quickly go to the issue of the defense. I mean, we heard for years. I mean, he stuck with his defensive coordinator that he brought from Oklahoma, and it's like he was not describing what we were seeing. I mean, every Trojan fan could see the defense wasn't working, and yet he defended him, and he kept defending him. And another thing is, I mean, there's lots of great players who seem to come out of nowhere on USC's team, and then they disappear again. I mean, I don't think Branch has been used well. I don't think Lemon has been used well. I mean, we've had some great run backs recently, and Lemon.
Yeah, I think the only skill player who's really stood out and really had a defined role this year, I feel like, has been Woody Marks.
Yeah, that's right. I'd agree. But there's others that I think are lurking there on the team, and they're not getting a chance. And I don't know whether it's because Riley, he's too sensitive. He doesn't want to offend anyone, or if he just doesn't understand who's really the talented people. So I wonder what your comments are on that.
Thanks, John.
I mean, like, what was really the question there? Like, I'm not sure how to really.
Well, John was saying how he feels like I think ultimately that we really can't outside of Woody, we haven't seen the consistency. Guys will have guys will have big games and then kind of disappear in other games.
I mean, that's just football. Like, you don't even when you bring in 5 stars and 4 stars, you don't know who's going to be ballers. I know in my recruiting class, I was a 5-star and about 5 other guys were, and I was the only one that played that year. You know, the other guys, they didn't pan out, and some of them never played it down at USC. That's just how it goes. You can't really expect like, oh, just because they go to USC, there needs to be a playmaker. Like, that's up to recruiting. And unfortunately, the recruiting these days, just for across the board, like the recruiting sites, everybody has like a interest and a leg in the race to get the inside scoop or to feel or to build a type of relationship with a school so that they rank guys higher than what they really are. They rank other guys who are ballers lower if they're not committed to the school that they think is the hot school to go to right now. So it just boils down to recruiting. If you want playmakers, you want guys that stand out week in and week out, you need a dog. And you can even go to a JUCO to find that. Ask Kyle Whittingham, who plucks ballers from JUCOs every single year. So that's a more of a individual type of assessment, not really up to the head coach to make that happen. Obviously, the head coach has to recruit, but like it's really up to the individual to answer the call.
Let's see what Sam out in Kansas has to say. Sam, welcome to Trojans Wrap Up.
Hey Jason, hey Sua. I'm just at a loss of words right now. It just boils to me, why did we run it twice in the first quarter? Twice.
Yeah, I mean, as I
They
said,
have one of the worst run defenses. They have one of the best pass defenses.
And we run the ball well. Like, we're a good running football. We run the ball well. We have this year. Woody Marks has had a great year. Quentin Joyner's been good when he's come in.
Hey, I'm just as clueless as you when it comes and then when we come out at the half and it's like, oh, we have to run the ball a little better.
Well, I said to Sua, let's go all Jacksonville Jaguars against the Patriots from that London game a couple weeks ago when I think they ran the ball like 16 straight plays.
I tweeted in the fourth quarter at the start of the fourth, I said we should run the ball for the rest of the game. I don't want to see another. And I even said, we're going to throw a pick on this drive. When we were averaging 7 yards a carry going down the field, I literally did I not? I said, we're going to throw a pick on this drive. We're going to run the ball and we're going to get 7 yards and then we're going to throw it and throw a pick because we don't believe no matter what we do in the run game, we don't believe in it. And what do? Incompletion on 2nd and 5, interception on 3rd and 5, and Washington scored on that drive. So I saw the writing on the wall.
Sorry to cut you off, Sam. What else you got?
But 4 times, I told my mom that we need to run this ball 4 straight times. And what did we do? We passed it twice. 2nd and goal, we should have ran that ball. 3rd and goal, we should have ran that ball. That made no sense.
Yeah, Sam, thanks for the call. We hear you, man. We hear you, Sam. All right. Last call, we got Mark out in Newbury Park. Mark,
hey, shout out Newbury Park High School, undefeated division champions. Quarterback's a beast, committed to Florida State. Don't know how long he'll remain committed to Florida State. They are 1-8, but shout out Newbury Park High School.
All right, well, and the pride of Newbury Park, Mark, on the call. What's up, Mark?
It's also the high school that gave us that player that has been playing college football for 12 years, who's at Utah now. Anyway,
Cam Rising with Newbury Park?
Yeah, Newbury Park. He was recruited to Oklahoma, and somehow it fell through, and he ended up floating around.
I think that the senior quarterback at Newbury Park might have been in kindergarten when Cam was there.
Yeah, just about. But, the thing I wanted to bring up is sort of echoing the last guy. Marks was the best player on our team in that game, and they took him out of the critical plays near the goal line when just the threat of him carrying the ball, I think, would have taken up a third to a half of their players just to figure out what's going on. So why would you take the guy off the field? And I know Riley will have a million explanations for why, because he's a coach. But just common sense, it seems like you would keep your best player in the game. What do you think?
It doesn't matter what I think. I don't get paid. I don't get paid to think. No, I mean, like I said, the game doesn't boil down to one play. There are a ton of plays. that we could have been better on. And who knows the method to the madness? There's different packages and formations that call for different guys to be in different spots, for all I know. That's me playing devil's advocate to my own frustrations. So
But let's also say this, though. I mean, look, Woody Marks definitely gets the majority of the carries. I mean, Quentin Joyner didn't have a single carry in the first half. Marks ended up with 22. Joyner had 6. But Joyner's successful on the ground, too. He is good as well. It's not, I mean, Woody has been the best back. He's the one for sure. But when Quentin Joyner's come into the game and run it, he's done well. And he averaged over 6 yards per carry in this one. So you're really not missing much if you go to Quentin in any spot in the game.
Yeah, Quentin was a nice change of pace today. Like but it wasn't because of Quentin per se. Like we were running the ball well the whole game. Like Washington did not expect us to run the ball, and even when they did, they were like, "Okay, keep running the ball because we know your habits. We know what you want to do." And they were right. At the end of the game, they were right. They stayed with 3- and 4-man rushes and dropped coverage even when they were giving up long runs in a light box because they knew we were going to go back to our old ways.
And Woody also caught 7 passes in this game. And I kind of felt like in the times when Quentin did come in late, when we really were feeding Woody, it felt more like just to give Woody a breather than because he preferred Quentin over Woody in those spots. Would you agree with that, Sua?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll agree.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Mark, for the call out in Newbury Park and for dropping some Newbury Park High School facts on us. And Sua, you as well. Newbury Park getting some love on this show, not like that other high school last week that you just completely.
I mean, that guy, I think he made up. I think he said we played against each other. We never played against each other. I was Division I, Open, California State champs, baby. I didn't play no D7 school. Come on, man. Couldn't even get on our schedule. We played on TV, dog.
All right, time for us to pick our Arco top-tier performances of the game. And each of us going to pick our Arco top-tier performer. Sua, who you got? Or should I go first?
Woody Marks, baby! Woody Marks, run the ball. Give him the ball 45 times next game. I want Derrick Henry numbers against Nebraska.
Are we going opposite this week? Wasn't it last week when I wanted Woody and you had Mekhi? And then we went.
Yeah. Are you going Mekhi?
I'm going Mekhi.
Why not? Matter of fact, Zach Branch. That's another one.
Hey, this is you had your Arco top tier performer. Now I got mine. Yeah, Zach had a nice game. 6 catches, 102 yards. But I'm going to go Mekhi Lemon. Led the team with 8 catches. And that touchdown, that 32-yard touchdown pass, that was a thing of beauty. That's something I think that everyone's hoped that we'd see more from SC this season. And a beautiful route, a gutsy call on a 4th down. And Miller Moss threw a great ball, hit Lemon in stride, and I felt like at the time, I mean that really felt like the momentum had completely tipped in SC's favor, and that they'd be able to carry that out to the finish, and maybe get more than a 1-score win over the Huskies, but obviously. That was not.
Can we make one more comment? Parker, man, who's leaving these dishes in? Who here at ESPN 710 is leaving these coffee mugs all over the place, man? I came in here, there's dirty dishes all over the place. Accountability. I'm holding everybody accountable, all right? Don't leave it to the cleaning lady to clean up your mess. Y'all was raised better. Put your dish in the sink and wash it out after you use it and put your crusty lips on the edge.
I'm going to make sure you practice what you preach tonight.
You see, my double cup is right here, baby, and it's going in the sink because Yolanda Cravens used to whoop
now
me.
Here's a question for you. I know that cup's not yours, but are you the kind of guy, will you clean up after others? Are you going to take that cup then to the kitchen?
I feel like I have no choice now because you're putting me on the spot. But you know what?
Well, did Mrs. Cravens, how did she teach you to?
There was 5 kids, so I would take my cup, and if my mom's like, who dishes that? Siaki's.
So I'm like, that spoon wasn't me. That spoon wasn't me. That spoon's staying.
That's not mine. Yep.
All right. Well,
I'm a middle child.
We're gonna be taking these dishes to the sink over at the kitchen in just a moment here because we are wrapping things up on this show. But first, we got to talk about what's coming up next for SC. A bye week, a chance to take a little break. Come back strong. We got Nebraska in 2 weeks on a Saturday at home. I do not think that we've seen a start time yet for that game.
The Cornhuskers.
What? I mean,
I'm undefeated against Nebraska, baby. 1-0, as good as your last. Don't ask me. Don't.
I'm
Ask me.
I was going to ask you about your thoughts on Nebraska, who lost to UCLA today.
Oh, garbage. That is so trash because they lost to UCLA, and then they're going to come out against us and play us like Alabama, play us like the toughest team in the nation, because that's just what guys do against USC.
Well, there's a week. Nebraska's got another game next week, so they're not going to be coming straight off that UCLA loss. But
they'll lose next week to who they play. Doesn't matter. They'll lose next week, and in the worst fashion, and then again they'll come out against us.
You surprised about Nebraska losing to UCLA today?
Yeah, no, I am. I thought Nebraska was going to be real deal this year. I thought Dylan was going to be that guy. He got hurt tonight, by the way. I hope Dylan is healthy because I want Nebraska at full strength. I don't want a second string quarterback coming in. I want to play Nebraska at full strength. But, yeah, I'm surprised because I thought Nebraska had a chance at finishing with 8 wins this year. I thought Matt Rule was going to get those boys, rolling, especially after that huge Colorado win early in the year. They beat the hell out of Colorado. Mm-hmm. So, college football was crazy this year.
They got a bye, too, actually. I'm looking at their schedule right now.
Oh, yeah, they're chopping at the bit.
They got a bye. So both teams are going to have 2 weeks to prepare for that matchup Saturday, November 16th at the Coliseum. Again, not sure about the kickoff time yet. That'll get announced tomorrow or the day after. But Trojans going home and got to defend the Coliseum. Obviously, things not going so well on the road, but a couple of home games left, Nebraska, Notre Dame, and then, of course, the game you don't have to travel for, at least not travel too far. The final road game for SC is at UCLA this year. So, again, Saturday, November 16th, USC's next game kicking off against Nebraska. Trojans will try to be evening. They will try to even up their record at 5-5. And again, 3 games left. Got to win 2 to become bowl eligible. And maybe that Nebraska game looking a little more winnable now that they have fallen to UCLA. But it all goes out the window. I mean, this Washington team today, they beat Michigan. Michigan beat SC. Washington, they lost to Rutgers. Oh, no. SC beat Rutgers. It's all wild this year.
Parity, that's what we'll say. It's a lot of parity in college football this year. The only 3 remaining undefeated teams, Oregon, Indiana. Did Indiana win? Did Indiana win today?
Yeah.
They came back. They were down.
Indiana
they were down
won.
early. And then Army. Army is undefeated, running the damn sniffer offense, triple option, no gloves, no swag, just grit and just physicality. And they're going to mess around and be in the playoff. They're going to mess around and be in the playoff.
Sua, dare I ask for any final thoughts heading into the bye?
1 play away, baby!
The final score is presented by Wells Fargo, the official retail bank of USC Athletics. Today's final score was Washington 26, USC 21. Trojans 4-5 on the season heading into a bye week. We thank you for all of your calls. Again, USC's next game will be November 16th against Nebraska. Keep your eyes peeled to USC's socials over the next couple days when the kickoff time for that one will be announced. But whenever the kickoff does take place, our coverage will begin with the Trojan Tailgate Show 2 hours before the scheduled kickoff time. The executive producer for USC football is Matt Wells. Our producer is Rick Cutler, and in the studio is Brian Cohen with Jose De La Roca on highlights. For Sua Cravens, I'm Jason Schwartz. Once again, Trojans fall to Washington 26-21. This has been USC Trojans Wrap-Up. Fight on, everybody.
You've been listening to the USC Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Modelo.
An exclusive presentation by USC Sports Properties and Playfly Sports.
Stay tuned right here on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA USC